manje usendlele ilayidi kuthulile. Ukhwehletela amaphepha kupheli. Mina ngiva noma sewucalile kufundisa noma kwentekani kuthulile nje.
Hello, nyalo niyangiva nyalo.
Yebo sir.
Okay, yes. Screen sami niyasibona.
Yes.
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you to our Sociology of Education. I hope you have your notebooks, everything. Uh, Firstly, khuluma ama-objectives ethu, and then the introduction, importance and meaning and importance of sociology of education. And then we are going to look at the scope of sociology of education, uh, difference between educational sociology and sociology of education. We have to know what is the difference between educational sociology and sociology of education. Then we need to examine the need to study sociology of education. What are the main functions of education in society? The functions of education, of sociology. Then we have to look at the origins and development of sociology of education, relation of sociology with education, relations of sociology and other social sciences, branches of sociology, sociological theories, and then we have to talk about socialization as a process, role of the family and school of socializing agents, and then finally, role of politics and nation and their relations to sociology of education. Briefly, that is what we will be doing in this course. The exam yethu will be based on what I've just outlined. Exam yethu sitawubuka ukuthi what do we mean by sociology of education? Why is sociology of education important? Then we are going to examine the scope of sociology of education. We will differentiate between educational sociology and sociology of education, and then we have to give reasons. Why do we need to study sociology of education? We have to discuss the functions of education in society, look at the origins and development of sociology and sociology of education, then the relations of sociology with education, relations of sociology and other social sciences. We also have to discuss the various branches of sociology. Then we are going to discuss some of the theories that underpin sociology of education. We are going to look at the main people behind those theories. Uh, who is the main actor behind the main person behind the theory? Yes, sociology of education, the role of the family and school as socializing agents, then final role of politics and nation and their relations to the sociology of education. So what you need to do and now go through all these objectives, our course outline, go through when you prepare for your exam, Yeah, I think at least these are the things that we are going to cover. Our discussions in the coming weeks will be based on everything that I've just outlined here. Maybe are there any questions before we move a step further? Any questions, any concerns? Okay. Now, the main objectives here, after going through this module, we expect you to state the meaning of sociology of education. So what do we mean by sociology of education? We also expect you to explain the scope of sociology of education, to differentiate between educational sociology and sociology of education. Because what is the main difference between these two terms? Then you will be able to analyze the need to study sociology of also to illustrate the function of education in society. And then finally, you must explain some of the sociological theories. Sisebana.
No, sekuhle khazi.
Uh, okay, I would like you to unmute your microphone. I mean, mute your microphones. Just mute. You'll only unmute when you want to say something. Okay, let you mute your microphones this side from my end, and then I will unmute you when you have to say something. Yeah, now I think it's okay. Are we okay now? Yes, I think now it's okay. Now I've turned off your microphones. Utawuvala nje mina kuphela. Okay, these are the objectives. We're beginning overall objectives of the course. Kule course lena ke, we need to study bekunene. We need to study a lot. We need to read through. We need to read through. But njengoba ngishilo ukuthi the main guide here, guide wayini, it's our course outline. Go through the course outline, ubuke. These are the areas you need to know kakhulu. Go through the course outline, okay, and also look kakhulu into the course objectives. Now, introduction. Okay, what we basically say here, we say any individual can learn very little by himself. Futhi by yourself nje unguwe, it's very difficult to what ifunze. We have other people who play a very important role, and these people contribute a lot in your learning process. So the presence of other people is important because a person learns from the knowledge gained by others. Therefore, the process of getting education is always a social process. The process of getting education is a social process. Sibuka, the other people you interact with, the other people who help you in your education. So education specifically, it's a social process. You interact with other people. So other people help you with ube better. Okay. Anything you may like to add or any questions regarding to learning as a social process, education as a social process? Is there anything? Maybe let me allow Nomvula and Glory to say something. Nomvula, can you unmute your microphone and say something?
Ngiyavakala.
Gevagala, any contribution you may like to make?
I, I I don't get the difference between the sociology of education and education in sociology.
Okay, we are still going to get there. We are still going to get there. We are going to make that distinction. So what's the difference between the two? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Asengi, who's this student? Can you unmute, please? Yes. Kela also something.
Ngiyevakala sir.
Ngevakala. Okay, fikile
Yes,
you did
clear
not.
manje.
Yes, awuka-register lana engake ungaliboni igama lakho. Ngicabanga ukuthi nawa next meeting utabe so-register. Okay, let us carry on. In 10 minutes time, we are going to have a short break. Simoshe sikhathi sethu simele bantu. In 10 minutes time, we are going to have a short break and then sabe sesiyabuya-ke. Okay. Okay, sesikhulumile about ukuthi education is a social process. You learn through others, through interacting with other people. Okay, the word sociology, liqhamukapi? Where does this term come from? Okay, it's derived from a combination of Latin words. Latin socius, meaning companion, and also from the Greek word meaning the study of. So the word literally means the study of companionship or social relations. It is the science or study of the origin, development, organization, and function of human society. So if we're talking about sociology, it is the science of fundamental laws of social behavior, relations, institutions, etc. So what do we mean by sociology? Sociology is a combination of both Latin words and Greek words. Latin word socius, meaning companion, a Greek word logos, logi, for the study of companionship, study of social relations. It is the science or study of the origin, development, organization, and the function of human society. That is sociology. Sikhuluma lana about sociology in general. We're not talking about educational sociology. So we're talking about sociology. What do you mean by sociology? Okay, it is the science of fundamental laws of social behavior, relations, institutions, etc. Okay, I hope usevakala. Uh, I would ask you to unmute your microphones just in case, and if there's anything, then nitangbuta there and there. I hope everything is still clear.
Yes, sir.
Are we still following? Okay, I've got a student, another student joining us here. Okay. Let us continue, okay? Let us continue. Now, education, what do we mean by education? The word education comes from the Latin word educere, meaning to lead out. To lead out. Webster defines education as the process of educating or teaching. Educate is further defined as to develop knowledge, skill, or character of. Thus, from these definitions, one can assume that the purpose of education is to develop the knowledge, skill, or character of students. As educators, we have to know what do we mean by education. To lead out uh, the process of educating or teaching. Education, as we say, is further defined as to develop the knowledge. You develop the knowledge, you develop the skill or character of the people you are educating. So, from these definitions, one can assume that the purpose of education is to develop the knowledge, the skill, or the character of students. Okay, I hope we're still together. The aim of education, therefore, should be to teach us rather how to think than what to think, rather to improve our minds so as to enable us to think for ourselves than to load the memory with the thoughts of other men. That is what BT is saying. So, from this definition, uh, you can link what you are saying with what maybe you learned in educational society, educational psychology. For okay, these courses you'll find would say they are related in one way or the other. Okay, in about 4 minutes time, we will take just a short break. You'll be going through your notes. You'll be taking a water break and so on and so forth, and then we will continue after that. Okay, we are just introducing Sikada, what do you mean by sociology, what do you mean by education? So already we've just given out the course objectives. Yes, the objectives of the course outline. Okay, now let's go on the relationship between education and sociology. Okay, we have Emil Durkheim here. We are saying Emil Durkheim was the first person who indicated the need for a sociological approach to education. It considered education to be
Okay.
essential social, essentially social in character and its function, and that as a result, the theory of education relates more clearly to sociology than any other science. So he emphasized that education is not a static phenomenon, but a dynamic and ever-changing process. Education is continually changing. It's not static. Once it's static, situation means something that is static, something lemons are one today. So education is social in character. Social. Once social, we are talking about the relation you have with other people. Social. Masculine social for more than one. As we have said initially, e-learning uh, is a social process. You learn more, you learn better if you interact with other people. Okay. So it's very important uh, ubuka the sociological approach to education. So educational sociology is by definition a discipline which studies education sociological. We study education sociological with the premise that, with the foundation that it recognizes education as a social fact, a process and an institution having a social function. and being determined social education. The proponents, the people behind the theory here, emphasize that education takes place within a social context. It recognizes education as a social fact, a process, and an institution. Having an institution having a function and is being determined social. So educational sociology could appear only when it accepts the social nature of education. Okay. Ngicabanga ukuthi-ke let us just take a short break now. We'll be back after 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to send a new link. The link then will expire now. I'm going to send a new link. Okay, we are going to continue. Now, after break, ngifuna kube ngilento okutshela lokhu lebesikhuluma ngakho.